Whoa. Hey, you shouldn't play music. I'm live streaming.
Oh, right now?
Yes.
A second?
Yes, right now.
You can't monetize me. You're not, I'm not going to be the background, right?
No, I'm going to be pointing it away.
Okay. Do you know how to
hello. See what?
who you're subscribed to on YouTube?
No, I don't know how to see that. Yo, what is going on? Hello, hello. Can you all hear me fine? I think you all should be able to. We're doing some imaging. I'm gonna post this link to my stories really quick, so I'm going to disappear on the webcam, but I'm still here. I'm just going to copy the link and post. Anyways, how are y'all's days going? Don't laugh at me.
How y'all's?
I'm texting.
What's your phone?
It's right here. I'm posting about it right now. Oh, there's 16 people in here.
Can you see me? Please say no.
No, you can't see you. You're hidden.
Okay.
Hello. Give me one moment, everyone. I am posting about this on my stories so that I'm not here by myself. Kind of. I mean, not so much these days, PixInsight being important. There's other free programs like Serial and stuff, so the reliance on PixInsight is a bit smaller these days. You know what I mean? You have other options that are comparable, but there are some features that make it nice to have. All right, we're back. My telescope is about to kick off. Yeah, like Serial's free, so you can do a lot of the stuff in Serial, but there are some things you can't really do in the other programs as far as like automating things. I am running out of space like a madman right now. This folder I can delete. New darks and bias. Get out of here. 4:30 a.m. Are you up to shoot the Comet? So here are the sky conditions we're dealing with right now. Pretty good. Looks like there is, I don't know what that is over there, like a random cloud, or maybe it's a smudge on my lens. As you can see, there is no sign of Comet. Oh, my telescope started. It looks like the flat cap is still closed. But yeah, I'm live streaming right now because I just hit 20K earlier today. So I figured it'd be a nice celebration to at least show you all my imaging. I've been doing this relatively frequently, where I just live stream while I'm starting the scopes. I mean, I'm just sitting here by myself while I do it, so I might as well just start live streaming. Do you use ASI Air? No. I would be interested in trying, but I'm not really looking to buy any more gear right now. Oh, cool. You can see my flat panel just opened. It's been kind of breaking lately, so it's good to see that it's alive. The Southern Hemisphere rig is supposed to go down this week at some point. The person who's picking it up is coming from Dallas, and there's literally, it's raining ice there right now, so I don't think they're going to come get it. But we'll see. Yeah, this is a little bit more technical than the average imaging workflow just because this is remote, but it's a lot of people do this from their backyard or on the go. So astrophotography is a technical hobby. That's just part of it. Anyways, the scope right now is just getting focused. And then we are going off to tonight's target, which doesn't actually have a name because it hasn't been imaged before. So now we are auto-focused, and the scope did not even slew to the target. That is dumb. I've been doing astro for like 10 years now. My mount is freaking out right now. I have to let SGP dither before it will let me quit the sequence. Okay. Clear my completed status, and then we'll go center. Yeah, it's my full-time job right now. Most of my my effort is focused on YouTube at the moment. Here's the SkyX. This is my mount control. I don't know if my target is going to be too close to the moon tonight. It very well could be, but we'll see. If you guys want to look at anything, I'm taking requests because I've got another larger telescope I'm going to start shortly, and I'm down to point it at some stuff if you're curious at looking at anything. So plate solve failed. Failed to plate solve. That's great. Hello, Mac. How's it going? My camera is breaking in real time. Yeah, I have tried the space station before as well and accidentally overexposed it. It's way too bright. It's hard to get it right the first time. Anyway, we can see the scope. Here, let me take another photo that's updated and start the time lapse. I've been shooting a time lapse every single night, and I just have everything syncing off of Dropbox. See, this is 1:31. Why not use Nina? Because I don't like the advanced sequencer and I refuse to use it. Well, I don't want to have to learn it. Basically, the one thing that's preventing me from using Nina is the part where it's really easy in SGP for me to go like start sequence here, end sequence here, and you can't really do that in Nina simply, so this is just easier and faster to use for me. Do you ever worry about your gear breaking and you can't fix it? Yeah, all the time. That's actually currently happening. My camera is in the process of breaking. It has a really bad banding problem because I think part of the circuits on the camera are failing, which means I have really bad banding noise and pretty much all my shots that I can't get rid of. And I have a replacement camera for it here, but I have to fly out to the observatory to replace it. So kind of an annoyance, but such is life. I was 14 when I started. Alright, we have started imaging. And I've also got M101 scheduled for later tonight. Cool. Yeah, I know there's a basic sequencer, but the problem is you can't set start and end times in the basic sequencer. And that's my biggest problem with Nina. And I told them about it on the Discord. I said, I think when your telescope starts and when your telescope ends, in my opinion, is a basic part of doing astros, so it should be in the basic sequencer. And they basically told me to go pound sand and that you should just learn the advanced sequencer. So, and this was in their feature suggestions Discord, and they didn't seem to take my suggestion to heart, and they just kind of were mean about it. So I don't use Nina. Yeah, I have a Star Adventurer. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is at this point, honestly. I think it's pretty much the same between 3 and 4, but I need to clear out some of these old targets. Hello, hello. What do you guys want to look at? I have Thor's helmet and the Black Eye Galaxy scheduled right now, but I think Comet ZTF is technically up. Let me see. C 2022 E3. Oh, yeah, it is up. No, I've never looked at gravitational lensing. We're going to try and look at Comet ZTF. And I actually might change the title of my live stream to see if it can hit the YouTube homepage or something, because I know ZTF is so clickbaited. It would be pretty cool if we could get a bunch of people in here just to look at it. Do the Messier cluster with the planetary nebula behind it. Which one are you referring to? Been chilling outside 8 degrees Fahrenheit for the past 2 hours. Yeah, that sounds like a good way to build character. I'm proud of you for suffering. I would do the same if I had to. In fact, I did actually. I went out in person. It was only like 32 degrees outside, but I did suffer to get my photos, which is rare. When is the comet going to be brightest and best to image? That would be like 11 days ago. I don't think it's gonna get any better. It's kind of a boring comet. But we'll find out actually together if it has anything interesting left on it. Let me just autofocus really quick. Where in Western Australia are you at, Simon? I went there in like 2018, 2019 to Perth and Albany. Yeah, this comet isn't anything like Neowise. You got a buzzing on your sound. That might be my girlfriend behind me messing around with her desk. No. Maybe it's my computer. You can see my telescope down here. That's mine. You can see my Paramount front plate. Mac says hi.
Oh, tell him hi.
Lanchin says hi. I think he can hear you. We're trying to come back to LA, Mac. So if you know any places that are renting, hit me up. Because we're looking. The comet actually doesn't look half bad right now. Would you be able to critique my Comet ZTF image? Yeah, do you have an Astrobin or something? I've never critiqued anyone's photo before. I usually don't do it because, I don't know. I don't want to be mean to people. It's more like drumming. Yeah, I think that's my computer. Anyway, we're just gonna chill and wait for that autofocus to go. While that goes, we're gonna watch the all sky camera. You can see there is a nice plane wave next to my telescope. This is Howard Trottier's CDK-24. What are your goals for 2023? 100K YouTube subscriber. That's the primary goal. And yeah, that's probably it for now. That's realistic and achievable enough. Today and tomorrow will be the brightest, but still won't be able to see the comet naked eye. Yeah, it's not the greatest comet. Okay, that's good that you like no background music. I've been putting on the lo-fi, but that kind of makes me sleepy. You do have an Astrobin you'll upload. Cool. Yeah, Mac is an early investor. He gets 10% of everything. Do I use T-point modeling? I would, but I don't right now because the QHY drivers I have for my camera don't work with the SkyX. So, is that the SkyX's fault or QHY's? I would say both because I don't like either of their software, which is why I have a ZWO replacement camera on my desk at this very moment. How do you locate 2022 ZTF with your telescope? Check apps like Sky Safari or the Sky Live, and you'll get an idea of where it is. And if you're using a computerized telescope, you should be able to manually enter in the RA and DEC and just go straight to it like this, like I've done here. I'm just gonna manually center myself. Here, I'll give you guys a bigger screen so you can see a bit more of the comet. We'll center on it. Apparently I cannot center here. Cannot use autofocus image for center here. Good to know. Do you have any tips on growing an Instagram account or your platform? Post good stuff and post good reels. That's pretty much it. We're just going to get ourselves a bit more closely centered in. This telescope is hosted at Sierra Remote Observatory. This is the 16-inch Arcos that I helped to run. This telescope doesn't belong to me, but I operate it. And this other telescope here, this is the one that I actually own. This is the Takahashi. And it is at the same observatory, just one building over. Both are great. Looks like we're getting our first image in. So as you can tell, the thing I'm looking at is very, very faint. You're not going to see it in any subframes at all, but I've actually accidentally prepared for this moment because I have my sulfur continuum images from the last 2 nights here. So right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this kind of washed out thing along with these 3 little lines here, you can see 3 or 4 bands. That's the object I'm imaging. And the theory currently is that it's a very old and ancient supernova remnant that is far away. Because I mean, it's an interesting object. It doesn't show in hydrogen alpha. It shows strongly in oxygen and faintly in sulfur. And because it has sulfur, we think it's a supernova remnant. But it's a weird one because there's no hydrogen. Oh yeah, Derek and I are cool. We're planning some workshops. Yeah, I mean, I can do all the same things in Nina as an SGP, so there's no reason for me to switch other than until they come up with some features that I need. I'm using Chrome Remote Desktop. The reason that there's no lag that you're seeing with the PC is because SRO has gigabit internet and it's very fast. I think it's actually faster. It's faster than my Wi-Fi at home. So that's the reason you're not seeing any problems, is because it's just a good observatory. Looks like we got a nice bright guide star here. I'm just going to calibrate the guide camera really quick. Oh, actually, never mind. I'm not going to recalibrate it. We'll see if this calibration holds. Oh, it's going to make me recalibrate it. Whatever.
Come here. Don't be me.
Maybe something interesting is going to happen. Oh, no. Is Woody okay? But yeah, maybe something interesting is going to happen with the actual comet itself, but we'll find out. I would like to make a custom telescope one day, like a newt, but I need to live in a house and not an apartment if I'm going to be grinding mirrors and stuff. Can I see my laptop? Thank you. Tell Lanchin I'm sitting on her chair. Mac is sitting on your chair.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
I'm getting another telescope running right now, one that I'm not going to live stream. How long does it take to make a full render of a galaxy or nebula? It takes a lot of time. It could be anywhere from 30 hours of exposure to 180-ish hours. What is your go-to free noise reduction? Shoot more data. That's the best. What are you looking for and what's your budget? We ideally want like a 2-bed, but a 1-bed is fine, and our max budget is probably like $2,400 a month. But even that is a tough swing right now in LA. A lot of satellites in this spot, as you can tell. Pretty annoying. Alright, we are calibrated. Let us see what this little comet has got to offer. We're just going to do a quick 30-second exposure, I think. How do you handle calibration frames if you're shooting multiple nights with varying temps? The cooled camera maintains a constant temperature, so this is constantly -15. What was the first DSO you ever imaged? I think, technically speaking, that would be M42. I'm pretty sure it was M42. Oh. I don't think we're going to be able to see a ton of tail from just a quick 30-second exposure. Maybe we'll be able to catch a bit of the ion tail feature was pretty bright right now. The comet is definitely moving really fast, you can see. Yeah, you're right, Jero. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Yeah, especially with this focal length, that is probably too fast. You called it early. I'm going to put on the blue filter. And we're going to try just like a very brief blue exposure. Do you have a recommendation DSO and planetary camera that can do both pretty decently? The ASI 183, anything with the 183 chip is okay for both. It's kind of a pain to calibrate. I wouldn't use it with a slow telescope, but you could certainly do planetary with it.
Okay.
Would you recommend the HEM27? It's pretty good. I'm still learning to use mine. I'll maybe make a review for it one day, but I'm not sure if I will yet. I don't really like making gear reviews. It's kind of like a necessary evil kind of thing for me. But I am going to learn more about it and get better at using it first. Missed out on both recent comets living in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, you guys got Comet Leonard though. Are you forgetting about Comet Leonard? Comet Leonard's way better than this. Uri. Yeah, this there's way more interesting things to look at than this comet. I don't know where Pan-STARRS is. I'm just gonna keep taking photos. I'll throw on the green filter. 60 seconds is probably okay. Yeah, look at how crazy the comet is. Yeah, I mean, I might be able to show some tail. With some comets, you can see a little bit more like waviness around the nucleus, but I don't think that's going to be happening on this comet. This comet's just kind of boring, but we can at least watch it move in real time because we're zoomed in pretty far. How many times have you needed to go out to the talk for troubleshooting since you first installed it? I typically make trips when I'm there to work on other people's things, so I kind of double down. I've made, I think, 2 or 3 trips so far out to it, and I've done a little maintenance every time I've gone. The first thing that broke on my setup is the QHY filter wheel broke first. The second thing that's breaking is the Paramount Mighty is slowly starting to break. The third thing that's breaking is the QHY 600, and I have to go out soon to replace that. So everything is slowly starting to break over time, and I'm gonna have to make another trip. What hardware has the most issue? Everything QHY related so far has had the most issues. Which pains me because they gave me the camera and it's been great, but yeah, it's given me the most problems. Someone says they keep thinking there's a cat at their door.
Baby. What?
The Mighty, something's wrong with the...
Sweetie.
Woody.
Come here. What's wrong?
Something's wrong with the circuit board on the mount.
What's wrong?
It loses its USB connection pretty frequently, and I've actually replaced the circuit board on it already, so it's just breaking by itself nowadays. So the Mighty will eventually get replaced too. One day. Actually, maybe this year it might get replaced next time I visit, but we'll see. I need to call someone about that. But for those joining in, this is the Comet. It may not look like a comet because it's probably the least interesting comet out there. I'm going to try and stretch it to make it look more interesting. There you go. Isn't there a warranty? No. Not for my stuff, especially after what I've done to it. For the QHY stuff, I'll have to pay to get it replaced. But I might not, because I don't really like the drivers for their cameras, and I'm kind of done dealing with it. You know, I might as well save these to the disk. And we can try stacking them at some point, although it's probably going to be pretty silly. Although this little stripe here might actually be part of the tail. We'll see if it moves in the next exposure. Yeah, there might be some tail association. I will be using a 6200 mm. Yeah, it's not the greatest experience. I've had the filter wheel break and now the camera's breaking, but I mean, it was an early version of that camera, so they probably upped their quality control and whatever. It's just mine couldn't stand up to the test of time, and because it was an early model, it just has problems. I don't know. It was technically a loaner, but I think they forgot that they loaned it to me, so I'm not sending it back to them because I've taken so many photos with it. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with the camera. I might just straight up give it back to them because I don't like the drivers. Yeah, your QHY, I wouldn't freak out if you have a QHY camera yourself. You're fine. My particular camera is just like one of the very first 600s they made, and not to mention that it's probably seen way more abuse than the average QHY 600 has seen.
What's wrong?
So I would expect an early model of whatever camera to eventually break after the amount of use it's seen. But their drivers annoy me. I don't like their drivers. That doesn't mean it's a terrible camera. It'll still shoot good photos. Clearly, I mean, I'm still using mine, so all is not lost if you're using a QHY camera. But it looks like there is nothing interesting to note going on with the Comet. Let's go look at something better. Webcam is very choppy. Yeah, I'm using my phone. I don't have an actual webcam. But I'm okay as long as the image feed is fine. Why does this thing say Comet ZTF is in? Oh, there it is. Okay. It was labeling it in the wrong part of the sky. Let's see. We could probably look at M1 right now. M1. Oh, that is literally right next to the moon. Never mind. We will not look at M1. M46. I don't want to because it's an open cluster. I'm sorry. We're gonna stick to the classics. On my side, it is, on the observatory side, it's 7 p.m. There goes the telescope. The Takahashi is still going. Looks like those cloud bands passed over. This is the sky right now in real time, for those wondering. Alright, we're on M42, apparently. But if any of you want to see anything, let me know. I'll go to M46 in a moment if it's out, because I did say I was taking requests, so I will actually go. Any telescope camera recommendations for beginners? Check my website. I have some blog posts about setups that I recommend for people starting out, and there's a lot of info on there. I wonder what the seeing is like. Let's check what the seeing is. We got 2 arc seconds right now. There's M42. Oh, I know what would be cool to look at. I always love looking at this. Yeah, there we go. Let me turn on my auto guider really quick because this is worth a better exposure. We'll just go 30 seconds. For those who don't know what this is the Keyhole Nebula. Five more seconds. Looks like I had some auto guider bumps. But yeah, that's the Keyhole. Pretty neat. It's like a little hole in Orion. Pretty good one. All right, let's do. We will do M46. Actually, no, we won't. It's too low in the sky. Thank goodness. I didn't want to look at an open cluster. What else is cool? I kind of like the Angel Nebula. Right now, I am imaging with a couple things. That actually reminds me. I have a couple other telescopes to start. I'm just going to start these really quick while we're hanging out. But they're all on my other computer, so I will keep this live all sky camera up for a second. But primarily we're imaging with the FSQ 106 and the Arcos. And I've also got a couple other systems I'm running for some people, including a 135mm lens and an FSQ 130. So a lot of different things. Also, there's a Delta Rho I'm running tonight. So there's a whole smorgasbord of telescopes. I'm planning on staying live until I get too sleepy, or I run out of things to talk about, or everyone stops watching. So if a lot of people stay in here, I will remain in the stream. Looks like my all sky camera is about to do up, or there's a a big old cloud coming in. But right now I'm getting the FSQ 130 going. It's going to be imaging the Jellyfish right now. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be super envious of my skies because I'm not even looking at the comet, which is kind of insulting to the comet, but I wouldn't say you're missing anything, Alan. If you saw Neowise, you'll probably be disappointed by the comet, if I'm keeping it real. One other thing we could look at is IC443. Let's go check that out, even though it's right next to the moon. I think everything is right next to the moon tonight. IC410, yeah, IC410 is up. I think it's right next to the moon, like literally behind the moon at the moment. but we can always slew over there and try. This is the Jellyfish, so we are going to go to a HA filter here. We'll do a 30-second HA exposure. Bend like crazy. Yes, once the sequences are actually running on everything, I typically just go to sleep. I don't have text notifications set up. I did, but they stopped working randomly, but most of the time I'm not gonna wake up to deal with it, so I just go to sleep and hope it works, basically. Oh wow. As you can tell, the focal length is very significant on this telescope. There is the Jellyfish, but it's only a little bitty chunk of it. Oh yeah, IC2177 is, I agree, a very lovely target. I'm actually imaging that with one of the 135mm systems, and I'm pretty close to it with my Takahashi right now, but I'm looking at something else nearby. But yeah, the Seagull's a pretty tasteful one, actually. Oh, that reminds me, Rosette is out right now too, so Rosette would be really cool. Oh, someone texted me for troubleshooting. They are having a problem with the SkyX ASCOM driver. Where it says enable direct guide check. All right, all the other systems are going. I'm gonna rip through this little HA exposure, and then I think we'll go over to the Seagull and then maybe the Rosette after that. The one thing I really like is that one nebula inside the Rosette. It looks like a oxygen planetary nebula inside. I like that spot. And then yeah, maybe M81 and M82 would be good as well. Just for context, you can't even see the Comet on the all sky camera right now, which is pretty telling about how good it is. If this was Neowise, you would definitely know it was there. But for those just joining, this is my telescope. It is currently looking somewhere around this area. All right, 2 seconds left. Very cool. I think my auto guiding is going crazy. Yeah, it went crazy there for a second. This definitely needs to be recalibrated very briefly. But still pretty cool. I like this thing going on, whatever that is. I'm pretty sure that's a reflection from the moon. It looks like it could be a nebula though. My telescope is still performing. That's good. You're watching this live at work. This is a not safe for work live stream. I'm just joking, you're fine. I'm actually going to adjust my crop right now, because I don't really like this gray bar on the side of this stream from the Chrome remote window, so we're just going to get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, that's better. That's more like a real streamer setup. I'm still getting the hang of this. Yeah, I only do narrowband when the moon's out. Pretty much most of the time. Unless I'm pretty far away from the moon and it's kind of a small moon phase, then I consider branching out, but only if it's far away from the moon. What portal is the remote observatory? I'm not sure which portal it is. It's not the darkest place in the world. There is definitely a light dome you can see on the right here. There's a bit of a light dome from Fresno, but the seeing is good enough to make up for it. Let's see. I see 2177. This one's a lot lower, so might not deliver a good photo, but we'll see. Is it possible to take an image of ZTF from a bordelate sky? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible to take a really good image? That is unlikely, but if you're just looking to get a view of it, I would say it's possible. But it won't be very visually impressive. All right, we're on the Seagull now. Looks like there's a contrail. Funny enough, this is actually pretty close to my target. I've been doing Thor's helmet. Yeah, looks like I'm not quite on the juicy part of this nebula, but that's fine. It's a bit too low. Let's go to the Rosette. Not from this hemisphere. No Carina Nebula from the north, sadly. This is located like 38 degrees north, so it's totally out of the reach. Someday soon, though, I'll be able to give you a Carina, but not today. And there is the Rosette. As you can tell, I'm pretty close up here. How is the southern hemisphere with the naked eye? It is, it's downright strange because everything's upside down, but in terms of being visually impressive, it's way better than the north. Because, well, one, the Milky Way core goes pretty much directly overhead, so just right off the bat, that makes it 10 times better. And usually the Milky Way ends up looking a lot brighter because of that. But not only this, you also have the Magellanic Clouds, which are amazing. So the southern hemisphere visually is way better than the north. Yeah, this dark nebula, I always thought it looked like a puma. Usually people call it the puma. The southern hemisphere does have the northern lights, actually. You just have to go far south enough. It's called the Aurora Australis, not the Aurora Borealis. Alright, looks like there is 20 more minutes scheduled before this goes off to the Thor's Helmet Nebula. So that means we can actually look at some other stuff, because I am slightly jumping the gun. You should go to the southern hemisphere. It's totally worth it. I had a very cool trip going to, I went to Western Australia in Perth, and it was great. Let's see, someone else gave me another NGC object. They said NGC 2438. NGC 2438. That looks like it's too low. That's below the wall.
2D.
We do have some satellite galaxies you can see from the northern hemisphere. I think there's Barnard's Galaxy is a satellite you can see from the north. The SMC and the LMC aren't the only ones, which is pretty cool. Let's see, someone asked for IC 410 close to the moon. Is it too close? Probably. There's the California. We're doing California. I love the California Nebula. In the northern hemisphere, you can see everything pretty much from declination -20 and up, depending on, you know, it depends on where you live in the north. But you can see some southern parts of the sky from the north. It just depends on how close you are to the equator. I think I can actually show you the telescope at the moment, yeah. I don't know if you can see this in the window, but down on the bottom left is the actual instrument on its webcam. Centaurus A is a cool one. I never got to shoot it. I didn't bring a telescope when I went to the south. I only had I had a 135 Sigma lens, and it was pretty good. I did run a remote observatory in Australia for 6 months, but the weather down there is really bad, so I didn't get a lot. Would PA30 show up in that system? Robert Fezin. I do not know what PA30 is. I do know Robert, though. Let's see. Oh, wow. PA30. Huh. He used the... I'll show you guys this on the stream because this is really weird. This is PA30, what Alan is talking about. This is a merger of two dying stars, but it looks pretty nutty. Let's see. It's rich in sulfur and argon, so looks like I need the sulfur 2 filter on it. They used a 2.4 meter telescope at the MDM Observatory, which Dartmouth owns and operates with 4 other universities adjacent to Kitt Peak. I actually want to know what observatory that is. I've never heard of that. The MDM. I guess it's on the same mountain. Cool. That's cool. I don't know what the RA and deck is for PA30. I think I need to find the AAS article of it to get the coordinates. Okay, this is the paper. They shot it from Arizona, so it looks like it has got to be possible to shoot from here. Located in Cassiopeia. That's great. That means I probably won't be able to shoot it for very long. And I also don't know how big this is. What was their image scale? Oh, they were only 0.5. They were 0.5 arc seconds per pixel. Bear with me while I read about this discovery because it's pretty neat. Well, it looks like this means that I should probably be looking at sulfur 2. No color images of it though. Do they even show the coordinates of this thing? Yeah, they should point Hubble and Webb at it. But do you know what the coordinates are? Huh. Kind of looks like a firework. Are they really going to make me plate solve this photo with astrometry so that I can take photos of it? Are they really about to gatekeep the location of this? As says, this is Patrick candidate number 30, so I might be able to find it here. I don't know if Patrick has, oh yeah, Patrick. PA30. Dana Patrick. This is not even listed. Okay, very cool. PA. Patrick. She has a lot of discoveries. But they are not listed. Okay, here we go. I have the coordinates. They cannot gatekeep the nebula.
Can I have your computer?
Yeah. Sorry everyone who finds this boring, but I've been sent on a rabbit hole by Alan and I can't not try and look at this. Let's see. We're gonna go for it. Tools, framing and mosaic wizard. Let's see, this is RA005311.2. And the deck is positive 67 30 02.4. And then we should be able to, I don't know if it'll show up in the SDSS, but we will try and center on this thing. Let's go slew over to it. I don't know how high up it is right now. Let's find out. We're 48 degrees. Let's center on it and we'll see if we can catch it in a like bin 4 image or something stupid. My image scale is technically higher than the 0.5 they have. I'm imaging at 0.2. The problem is going to be brightness because I think it's very faint, most likely, but we'll see if we can at least make a detection. I know Robert would probably be curious to see it, at least. Let's see how the Takahashi's doing. Still kicking it. I'm pretty sure these are the right coordinates. Let's hope so. All right. Sulfur 2 filter. Let's start the auto guider. If I actually notice this, I might have to switch the rotation because this guide star is pretty bad, but we're gonna send it. I think no, I don't think I want to do 3 minutes, 5 minutes. We'll do a 4-minute exposure because my gain is pretty high and it's gonna clip pretty quickly. I'm gonna get a glass of water. I'll be right back. Ooh, all right, I'm back. Ironically enough, I'm actually also doing sulfur right now on my own telescope because I'm also photographing a supernova remnant, but it's one that I discovered, so it's special. But I'm doing double sulfur. Let's look at Astrobin. Yan coming in clutch. This is a very cool Comet image. When the Comet actually looked good as well. The Comet turned to shit in like 3 days. Ooh, Clouds of the Chameleon. This is a pretty cool setup. A 183 mm with a little hyperbolic newt, but not the Takahashi. It's got a different one. We are taking photos of space. I'm trying to look at a newly discovered Sulfur 2 nebula, and actually 2 newly discovered sulfur nebulas. That's what's going on. This is pretty cool. That's nice. All right, 30 seconds left. We will see how faint this thing is. Oh, it looks like my auto guider calibration is bad or something. It shouldn't be that bad.
Does your AirDrop not work on your computer?
No, my AirDrop works. You just have to turn my Bluetooth on. My Bluetooth is turned off.
Yeah, no, it's not working still.
Huh. It breaks sometimes. Is it hard to make a full render of a nebula or galaxy? It depends, because hard is a relative term. Is it hard? No. Hey, you're trying to airdrop to my phone right now, baby.
No, that's the only bright falls it's popping.
That's my phone.
No, it says
Can
it's
you
on
stop?
Here.
It's
on
going
here.
to my phone.
Stop. It's on here. You're getting confused.
Alright, clearly we have to supervise the auto guider because it's doing something dumb. We'll try this again. Both, well, this target is unnamed, and, oh yeah. Apparently my PhD 2 settings are all bad. Let's see. I gotta go calibrate by something really quick. We'll just go south. I think Pat Chick 30 might be cursed. Dolphin Nebula is too low in the sky for me. The Namibia telescope is supposed to go out this week at some point. I actually need to check my email. I am waiting for the shipping guys to get back to me. Shipping right now in Texas is hard because everywhere is in the middle of an ice storm. But it should be soon. It needs to be soon before I move. Yeah, in theory, they will be setting all of it up for me. Let's actually see what the webcam is like down there. Did Woody fart? It's cloudy there right now. MGC2467. I will try it after I try Patrick 30, maybe. Actually, no. It's technically time to start Thor's helmet. I don't know why, but this rotator just hasn't been communicating very well. The rotations. Maybe I need to reconnect that. Alright, we're going back back to Patrick 30. This is a really great exposure.
Cheers.
.94 arc seconds. Seeing's getting a little bit better. I've been waiting for a nice meteor on my all-sky camera for so long. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm holding out hope. Okay. Now we should be able to auto guide this time. And get our sulfur filter back on. And now we wait. Looks like Robert was using a 2.4 meter f7 or f13 scope. Built in 1986, repolished in 1991. Neat. So they definitely collect a lot more light than me. I'm f9 and 0.2 arc seconds, and they are f7.5 and 0.5, so they have a lot more light gathering capability, but we'll see. We'll see if it comes through. Three more minutes.
I know.
Let's see what today's APOD is.
I know.
APOD.
I know.
That's pretty nice. It's educational.
Okay.
Comet ZTF. Do you guys think APOD fell off? This one's pretty good. Is this erupting? Oh yeah, the volcano is erupting. Yeah, Astrobin's a better indication for image quality, but you know, different strokes, different folks. They have different intentions. That's a cool photo though. Oh, the exposure finished. I think it's safe to say this is faint. Yeah, Patrick 30 is probably out of reach for my system. Either I have the wrong coordinates or it's just a crazy faint object and I'm leaning towards crazy faint. We're gonna go somewhere more familiar. The scope is good, but not that good. That is a bit faint for the f9. He would be. Can you stretch the histogram? The histogram's already stretched. It's just I will never be able to stretch it enough. But the scope should be going over to its destination momentarily once SGP wakes up. Maybe I have to stop the auto guider. Hello, SGP, wake up. Oh, the big CDK-24, which hangs over my telescope, has kicked into action, it looks like. I don't know what the person who uses this does with it, but it goes ham every night. Alright, SGP is straight up crashing. I'm in Austin right now. Yeah, the weather is certainly messy here, but it was good enough to film a YouTube video last week. So, that is good. Alright, scope is on its way now. Whew. Once this is running, I think I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired and it's getting cold in here. I'll show you all, for the people who have joined, what I'm imaging right now. This is the current target. It's not as interesting in sulfur as it is in oxygen. This is the oxygen continuum photo of it. We think right now that it's also a supernova remnant. But it's a pretty interesting looking one. It's got some interesting striation features here, and it looks like a primary little wave structure in the center. But I'm trying to get some deeper images of it because I need a better photo of it before I can get approval that it's a discovery. But I think it's a shoo-in. It's pretty cool. And again, here's the same structure in the sulfur. Excuse my flat calibration. But here in the sulfur band, you can see the same striations. The image is rotated 90 degrees relative between sulfur and oxygen. But the striations match up, and that is about it. It looks like there's also a cap on the top and the bottom, but it doesn't exist in hydrogen like Patchik 30. It's not there at all. It's only there in sulfur and oxygen, so it's kind of a cool one. This one's pretty big too. But this is what the Takahashi is doing right now. A continuum subtraction video is coming one day. There's already some tutorials about it. If you like reading, you can already find the information, but there isn't really anything in video form yet. So maybe soon. I'm hoping to make like a more complete video about the whole process once I finish my image for the one that I found, because it makes for a better example. Have you tried RGB on the object? I have red and blue. I don't have green though. I'll probably do RGB like when the moon's gone, but the priority right now is still sulfur and oxygen. It is just it's too faint. I'm already like 40 hours into the oxygen and it's still really noisy, so she's gonna take more time. I mean, as you can tell in the single sulfur exposures, there's not a whole lot going on. But if anyone has an F3, F4, a fast telescope, and they want to contribute imaging time, let me know, because I am definitely up against it with finishing this photo with the weather. It's going to be tough to get enough time, so if anyone wants to sacrifice their telescope for the greater good, I will give you the coordinates. Yeah, I'd be curious to see the Patrick lecture. Yeah, it's in Cassiopeia. Do you have a southern hemisphere? Oh wait, Stephanie, Stephane. Sorry if I misgendered you by your name there. You're in the southern hemisphere. The one I found is in the southern. So it's something, if you did have a scope in the southern hemisphere, you could see. Ah, okay. Shoot me an email. The one on my Instagram bio. I think it's also in my YouTube bio. But I can give you the coordinates. Maybe we can mix data on it. What's the focal length of your scope? What camera do you have? And what filters do you have? Because it's going to need a lot of oxygen. A lot of good oxygen data. But a dual band color filter could even work. That should be pretty well suited, I think. Yeah, I think that should do. A 2600 is pretty good, and a 4.5 nanometer will work when the moon is gone. Sounds good. Let's make sure the auto guider is actually oh, looks like it's got to calibrate. That means it's definitely gonna work. Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to close off the stream here. Hope you all enjoyed. Interesting, a lot of WISE data. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed looking at some space objects. I know my Takahashi didn't really deliver on views tonight, but at least the all sky camera is there. We looked at the Comet earlier in the stream, and it was pretty boring. But yeah, we are imaging now. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll probably catch you guys again pretty soon. But yeah, peace out.